ఓం గురుభ్యో నమః. ఆత్మనైవాయం జ్యోతిషః ఆస్తే. ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ టు ద 15th mantra. భాష్య. ఆత్మనైవాయం జ్యోతిషః ఆస్తే. How, with what light does one live? To this question of Janaka, Yajnavalkya's reply was that Atma is the only Jyoti. Atma is the only Jyoti means himself, self-illumination. He doesn't need any external. Why does he have to say? Because common people, Ajnani, the ignorant person, lives with the help of other Jyoti. Most of the time we live with other Jyoti only. Though Atma is the real Jyoti, most of the time we live with other Jyotis only, other lights only. That means this is called Atma Anatma Adhyasa. The mutual mistake of Atma and Anatma. So when Atma Jyoti is illumining all our life, all our experience, we ignore as it were. We are not understanding, recognizing it, but we take the secondary lights, other lights. They are not in fact lights. All those other lights like the sun and the moon, star and others live in the Atma's consciousness only. Others live only in the consciousness of Atma. Yet we give importance to other lights and take them also as the real lights and take them as the real light. So not only the external lights, even the sense organs and the body. Sense organs are the light we take. Therefore, to remove this misunderstanding, to correct this misunderstanding, he says, it is not the external light. It is not the light of the sense organs. It is the light of yourself. You are the only light. Even your sense organs are functioning under your consciousness. Therefore, Atmanaivayam Jyotisha Aste. Atmanaivayam Jyotisha Aste iti tat pratyakshataha pratipaditam. In waking state, it was shown directly. So, by examining the waking state, you come to understand Atma is the Jyoti for all your life and experiences. Next, Atrayam Purusha Swayam Jyotir Bhavati iti Swapne. Then by examining the dream also, we come to understand something. What is that? Atrayam Purusha Swayam Jyotihi. Atma is the Swayam Jyoti is understood by examining the dream. From the waking state, what we understand is the Atma Jyoti, not other Jyotis. That is the result of examining the Jagrata Avastha, waking state. Now, the result of examining the Swapna Avastha is Atrayam Purusha Swayam Jyotihi. Atma is the Swayam Jyoti in dream. In waking, other lights are negated and Atma alone is stated. In dream, other lights don't exist at all. Atma alone remains. See the difference. Iti swapne. Yattuktam swapno bhutva imam lokam atikram. All this is introduction to next mantra. Shankaracharya's introduction to the next mantra. Swapno bhutva imam lokam atikramati mrityo rupani. One more point he stated. Being in dream, staying in dream, he goes beyond the mrityu rupani. He goes beyond the forms of death. Forms of death. What are the forms of death? Body and sense organs. It is the body and sense organs alone create a death in me. Because they come and go. By coming and going, body and sense organs, by identifying with them, I start feeling a fear of death in me. So what are the sources of fear of death? Body and sense organs. taking myself to be body and sense organs are the sources of death, sources of fear of death. So how do you transcend the death? By making the body immortal? That's not possible. By only de-identifying with the body. So swapno bhutva, by staying in dream, you transcend the form of death. Form of death means waking body, waking sense organs. You transcend the waking body and waking sense organs by staying in dream. Don't literally take that going to dream and coming to dream, not that. Dream means dream consciousness. Dream consciousness means even the waking consciousness is the same. Here, it is not the dream consciousness we are talking of. It is the witnessing consciousness, witness of the Sakshi of the waking state. The same Sakshi is of the Sakshi of the dream state. So, the dream state is examined because it is easier to understand. Atma is the consciousness, because there are no body and sense organs coming in the way, interfering. Body and sense organs are not, body and sense organs of the waking state are interfering here. In fact, they don't interfere. For a mature person who knows how to observe, even the waking body sense organs don't interfere. But unfortunately, they interfere for most of the people. Therefore, we examine the dream. By examining the dream, you come to understand there is no body, there is no sense organs, yet I am conscious. So we can see clearly, whose is that consciousness? It belongs to me. It is my consciousness alone, because there is nobody to share the consciousness. In waking state, body and sense organs interfere. They say body is conscious, sense organs are conscious. So they create a confusion. Does the consciousness belong to Atma or sense organs also? Mind also? Does the consciousness belong to mind and sense organs also? They create. Waking state, there is a possibility of this confusion. So to avoid this confusion and recognize that the consciousness belongs to Atman alone, not to the sense organs and mind and body, examine the dream. So dream, we only use the dream state for examination, not to say that Atma lives only in dream only. We don't imply that pure consciousness is present only in dream. It is there throughout. It is there in the wakeful state also. Even the waking consciousness is also same as dream consciousness. There are no two consciousnesses. So, by examining the dream, we come to understand the common consciousness of waking and dream, which is Swayam Prakasha, Swayam Jyoti. Therefore, you transcend the Mrityo Rupani, the forms of death. Swapno Bhutva Imam Lokam Atikramati Mrityo Rupani. Mrityu Rupas, the form of the death, is the body, sense organs and mind. Because they change. Death means they change. By changing, they create a fear in me that I am subject to death. By changing, they create a fear in me that because I identify with them. If I had not identified, they would not have created a fear in me. So, by understanding that, by examining the dream, 2 points we discover. We come to discover 2 points. One, Atma is independent of body and sense organs and mind. Atma is independently conscious, one thing. Second point we discover is we are beyond the body, mind and sense organs. Therefore, we are not subject to death as the body, sense organs are. Because the dream itself means withdrawing your consciousness from the waking body, withdrawing the consciousness from the dream, from the waking sense organs. You withdraw the consciousness from the waking sense organs, waking body, waking mind, and stay as yourself. You may project some world that's different, but what you project is yourself only. It is just yourself. There, the dream, we are looking at the dream after coming out of the dream. after you come out of the dream, not the dreaming person, the person who witnesses the dream, because it is easy to understand the witness of the dream. Because dream means we think the world is already gone, there is no world. World is already sublimated, world is already negated. The dream world is already negated. We don't give any validity to the dream world. Then where is the dream world? Where are those dream experiences? They have become one with consciousness. Just like waves have become water, waves have already become water. So you are seeing the waves as part of water, as of the nature of water. You don't see water, waves are as existing separate from water. Similarly here, the dream means, dream state is a dream only to the dream witness. We call dream as a dream state, otherwise while experiencing it is waking only. So here in Brahadaranyaka is not taking dream state as not as the one, not as while experiencing, not as the one which is experienced directly. While experiencing, you are a part of the dream. You are a dreaming individual, and you are a part of the dream. Then is no more a dream. You can't call it a dream. It is waking only. But here, when we call it a dream, that means you already transcended. You are the witness of the dream world. Then to that witness, where is the dream world? See, as soon as you wake up from dream, you have a memory of the dream. Tell me, where is the dream? You look at this way, it was just here only. I saw the things here. It was just here, where? Now nowhere. Because it has become one with you. It has merged into you. So when it has merged into you, each dream object is consciousness only. Consciousness appeared as dream objects, and when you look at the dream as a whole, you are a dream witness. You are a witness of the dream. To the witness of the dream, dream is inseparable from yourself. It's like looking at my own face. Just as I cannot see my own face because face has become myself. I can see the face. If I take out the face from me and put in front of me, I can see. You understand my point? You take out the face, put it in front of you, and then you can see easily. Just as I can see my hand. But can you take out the face and put it in front of you so that you can see it clearly? Then why we are unable to see? Because there is no seer's indifferent face is myself. It is just inseparable from myself. There is no separation. But in mirror you see, but mirror is also doesn't exist. It is only imagination. Even that imagination is within consciousness only. What is imagination? Imagination is a form of consciousness only. Imagination is not independent of consciousness. Just as water, wave is not separate from water, wave is only another appearance of water. Similarly, dream is only another appearance of consciousness only. Therefore, in dream, it is easy to understand Atma to be the consciousness. Then the world is also myself. It's like the daylight falls on the book. Daylight falls on the book and assumes the form of the book. Okay? We say daylight illumines the book. Note this point. Daylight illumines the book. How? Daylight assumes the form of the book. Do you see the book before the light assumes the form of the book, or after it assumes the form of the book? Daylight falls on the book. So, when do you see the book? Before the light falls on the book and assumes the form of the book, or after it assumes the form of the book? After it assumes only. Before that, book is not seen, only light is seen. So that light is going to illumine the book. The light which has not yet fallen on the book, the light which has not yet fallen on the book, not yet assumed the form of the book, is going to illumine. Going to illumine means what happens? What does it do? It assumes the form of the book and appears. What appears there? Book appears? Yes, book appears. Book means what? Light alone appears in the form of the book. So light is illumining. Illumining what? Its own shape. Light which assumes a shape of a book. So the light is illumining its own form. So light and the form of the book, how much distance is there? Light and the light which has assumed the form of the book. Light and the light which has assumed the form of the book. Is there any difference between that light? Water and the water has assumed the form of wave. Even in wave form it is water only. It has not gone away from water. It has not lost its nature of water. Even while seeing wave, you see only water only. You go to the river or a tank or a lake, you see the wave, but you don't pay attention to the lake. You see only water only. Do you say that? Supposing somebody was taken to a lake and he has shown the lake or a sea. He sees the highly rising big tides. And then he says, you told sea, you will show me the sea. Where is the sea? He told, this is the sea. I said, these are all waves only. Where is the sea? Does he ever say like that? Seeing only waves alone, where is the sea? Oh, it is under the waves. Means under the wave means how to go under the wave and see the water. Do you have to go under the wave and see the water? In fact, wave doesn't exist. There is only water. It is only a name. It is only in a name. Vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam. Upanishad says it is only a name. As for form, there is no wave at all. There is only water. And the same water, in a given context, in a given situation, you call it by another name. Similarly, the light, daylight, when falls on the book, it assumes the form of the book. And what are you seeing? I am seeing the book. I am seeing the book means what? You are seeing only light. You are seeing the daylight only in the form of the book. Similarly, it is the consciousness alone you are seeing the form of dream. So dream is like the form of the book. You see the book in any angle, in any side, it is only light. Any side you see, it is only light. Light alone forms the form of a book, assumes the form of the. Similarly, it is the consciousness alone. Therefore, when you call dream as a dream only when you wake up. In that condition, in the first moment when you wake up, you have a thought of a dream, but the thought is a part of you witnessing consciousness. The thought which witness sees, the entire dream state which witness sees, doesn't see it outside it. He sees it within himself. See, that's a strange thing. He sees the entire dream within himself. Therefore, atrayam purusha swayam jyotihi. He is self-shining. He has no body, he has no sense organs, he has no external light, nothing is there. Why? All of them have become myself. Why don't they exist? Because they all become myself only. So, mrityo rupani, he crosses, he goes beyond the form of the mrityo, form of death, because he withdraws from the waking body, waking sense organs. But the dream witness which we called it is the same waking witness also. Because if you take the waking state as a whole, being in a waking state alone, if you withdraw the consciousness from the waking body and waking sense organs, see this point. When you withdraw your consciousness from the waking body and waking sense organs, you are the witness of the waking right now, and this becomes dream only. You are the witness of waking, and it becomes dream only. How do you do? How do you withdraw from the body? That means you are not the body. You are not located within the waking state. The location body is here. Is the consciousness in the body and sense organs, or the body is in the consciousness? Is the body in my consciousness, or consciousness is in the body? If you understand, if you think that consciousness is in the body, consciousness is within the sense organs, then you are steeped in the waking state. You become an individual. But if you watch closely, Body is in the wakeful consciousness. Wakeful consciousness is broader, is more pervasive. Therefore, body is within the wakeful consciousness. Body is only another shape of the consciousness only. Just like the dream body. Where is the dream body for the dream witness? Dream body is not different from the dream consciousness. Dream sense organs are not different from dream consciousness because it is easy to recognize that. It is instantly we can recognize. Similarly, waking body is not different from wakeful consciousness. Waking sense organs are not different from wakeful consciousness. It is the wakeful consciousness called by another name as waking body, called by another name as waking sense organs. Otherwise, there are no sense organs. Do you see the sense organs? Sense organs is my own consciousness. When you are conscious, you call it your sense organ. When you are seeing, what do you see? With your eyes. When you are seeing, how do you see your seeing? How do you see your eyes? You only say, I am conscious of the forms. But that consciousness is the Atma. You say, I am conscious of the forms. That is my sense organ. Show me, when you say you are conscious of the form, where is the sense organ and where is the Sakshi? Both are same. When you say, I am conscious of the form, consciousness is Sakshi. When you relate it to form, then you call sense organ. You relate it to form, you call it sense organ. But the form also is within consciousness. When form is part of consciousness, sense organ is also part of consciousness. Therefore, consciousness and sense organ, there is no gap. There is no gap. Like water and wave, there is no gap between them. You touch the wave. Do you feel water or do you feel wave? Which one you feel? You touch wave. Do you feel water or do you feel wave? There is no such thing called wave other than water. Similarly, when you are seeing the world, when you are conscious of the world as a whole. World as a whole means what? Body and sense organs, you don't take them separately, include them in the consciousness. Body and sense organs include in the whole wakeful consciousness, then body is not seen as a separate thing. Just like a dream world, dream body is not seen separate from the dream witness. Similarly, waking body and waking sense organs are not seen separate from the wakeful consciousness or the Sakshi, in short. In other words, the Sakshi. So, we see this distance. We take ourselves to be body and sense organs, that is a problem. You are steeped in the waking world, you become part of the waking world, you become another object of like the waking world. Just as other objects are there, I become one of the objects. You feel yourself equal to objects. Because there are many people, many things like a table, chair, etc. I am equal to them. This is what we make ourselves equal to inert objects. And that is ajnana. So to help you to understand, good look at the wakeful consciousness, all the waking world, all the waking objects, all the waking experiences, they all nothing but wakeful consciousness. See them. Continuously be aware of wakeful consciousness. So waking objects are nothing but wakeful consciousness. Waking body is nothing but wakeful consciousness. Waking so-called sense organs are nothing but wakeful consciousness. Once you stay as a wakeful consciousness, show me where is your body and sense organs. Staying as a wakeful consciousness. Stay as wakeful consciousness and look at where is the body. The same consciousness you are giving another name as body. The same consciousness you are giving another name as sense organs. The same consciousness you are giving another name as mind. The same consciousness you are giving another name as world. See? Now you see the world. Do you ever see the world which has not entered into your consciousness? Dream waking object. Do you see any object which is not part of the wakeful consciousness? Away from wakeful consciousness, distant. How can you see the distance? Distance, the idea of distance is also consciousness. See? chair is there. You see the distance, but even the distance thought is also a part of consciousness only. The distance is consciousness, object is consciousness. So from consciousness, how far it is? It is like a space. Can you see a chair away from space? No object can be seen away from space, because everything is part of space. No object is seen away from space. It never moves away from space. It is within space. Similar, but the space is within consciousness. In fact, there is no such thing called space. The dimension is only dimension of existence. The dimension is of consciousness only. Dimension is only an idea within consciousness. But the idea is consciousness. Dimension, what is dimension? Dimension is a thought. Thought is, what is thought? Thought is consciousness. What do you say thought? What do you mean by thought? Thought means consciousness. Thought is consciousness only. Therefore, worldly object is a thought. Thought, any world, any object only it becomes a thought, you are aware of it. If it doesn't become a thought, there is no world. And you say, there are many things which I don't know. They say, how do you know there are many things? How do you know? See, we are sitting in this hall. There is Bangalore city outside it. There are people outside it. How do you know there are people outside it? How do you know there are things outside this hall? Only through thought. Means thought is consciousness only. That means even those things are part of thought. Thought is part of consciousness. So we put three things unnecessarily: consciousness, thought, and object. They are not three. This is the biggest mistake. They are not three. It's like reflection in the mirror. There is a big mirror. There is a reflection. You see a wall. In the wall there is a door, and inside the door there is a space. Inside the room. In the room there is a chair. Somebody is sitting there. You feel that, oh, he is sitting. So inside the room he is sitting. You see an interior, a distance inside. Okay? You see the wall and a door, and inside the door somebody sitting there. In the mirror, do you see the distance? Do you see the length? Depth, not distance, let us say depth. Do you see the depth in the mirror? You touch the mirror, the whole thing is one. The depth is also mirror. The wall is also mirror. The people also mirror. The person who is appearing is inseparable from the mirror. The depth is also inseparable from the mirror. The thickness of an object is inseparable from the mirror. Similarly, our thought is a big misunderstanding. Object and a thought. We think there are two things. Show me object and thought, two separate. Object is object only through experience. Object is an object only. See, wall is a wall, only experience of wall. Is there a wall other than your experience of wall? Is there a chair other than your experience of chair? Is there a person other than your experience of person? So, your experience of a person is a person. Experience of wall is the wall. Okay. So, the wall and experience of wall are one. And the experience is only another form of consciousness. Now tell me, where is the world other than wakeful consciousness? Even my body is the same. It is unnecessary. We locate the body. We imagine ourselves sitting in the place of the body and facing the outside world. Then we create a distance. The distance in between body and the table only, body and the wall. The distance is between body and the wall. But for the wakeful consciousness, this body and wall both are consciousness only. See, body and wall, look from the consciousness, there is no distance. Distance is also thought. Wall is a thought, distance is a thought, body is a thought. All the three are equally thought. From the consciousness, when you look from the consciousness, your body and a distance from the body and the wall, all these three are not divided. There is no division. They all are one consciousness. For the wakeful consciousness, whole thing is one consciousness alone. Therefore, you withdraw your consciousness from the locatedness of the body. It is the body that is locating it. But the location is within consciousness only. Location of the body, just as body is within consciousness, wakeful consciousness, location of the body is also within consciousness. Then how can consciousness be located? How can wakeful consciousness be located in the waking state? It's not located. The body, the shape of the body is in consciousness. The location of the body is in the consciousness. From that consciousness, where do you find the body? Consciousness and the body, is there a distance? Consciousness and thought, is there a distance? Consciousness and thought. And the thought and the world, there is no distance. This distance is falsely imagined. That's a big mistake. As if it is there, we assume and go. If you keep examining, there is no distance. But why did we assume? That's a big mistake. That is Bhranti, that is Adhyasa, that is Maya, whatever name you give. That is the biggest thing. So, the world means body is also part of the world. So, by taking a location of the body, we see the distance. I'll give you another example of my body. Which part of the body is closer to me? You see, is my hands closer or legs are closer? My feet is closer to me or hand is closer to me, head is closer to me? Me, to me. Which is closer? All are me. I can't see who is closer, who is far. Oh, but leg is there, far away, my foot. The toe is so far away, do you feel? Leg is far from the hand. This hand is far away from this hand. There is a distance between hand to hand. This hand to this part of body, this part of the body is a distance. But for me, who is consciousness pervading all the body, the consciousness which is pervading the entire body, to that consciousness, no part is closer, no part is away. All the parts are me, equally me. So, look at that consciousness. Now see me, where is my body? To the consciousness. In the consciousness, is body located? Is there consciousness located? Consciousness has no location. In the consciousness, entire body is present. But body is located in the external space. Body has got a shape. Shape is located in the space. That external space we put upon ourselves and feel that I am located. That is a mistake. That is adhyasa. Body is located in the external space because it is a form. And that bodily form I put upon myself and I see that I am in this place, so the world is around me. This is the biggest mistake. The things are around me, I am located here. I means what? Body is located, not consciousness. So here we have to detach the consciousness from the locatedness of the body. Consciousness is not located in the body, body is in the consciousness. Sense organs, eyes are in the consciousness. Consciousness is not in the eyes. Consciousness is not in the ears. Ears are in my consciousness. Consciousness is not in the skin. Skin is, the entire skin is in my consciousness. Entire skin from tip to toe. Top to toe. From this tip to that tip, all the entire body is in my consciousness. For this, meditation helps. That's why we have to be conscious of the body. Just to be conscious in your meditation. See, all parts of the body is in your consciousness. Hand is consciousness. See, when you raise your hand, you are conscious. Don't pay attention to the form. Oh, hand is heavy and all that. Not the heaviness, but hand is in your consciousness. See, you raise the hand, it is in consciousness. The very thought of the hand is consciousness. Leg is consciousness. The sense of touch, skin is consciousness. So it is one consciousness, you are giving different names. And that consciousness is not located. Because the idea of location is space. Space is in the consciousness. How can the consciousness be located? Space is in the consciousness. Time, past, present, future. The entire time is in the consciousness. Entire space is in the consciousness. Therefore, you don't move in space. People think that I am here, from this point of space to another point I have been moving. From point to point, I keep on moving. That's the body moves, not the consciousness. Consciousness doesn't move from one point of space to another point of space. Body moves from here to there. But the consciousness, there, here, body, all put together in one consciousness. So consciousness doesn't move. Things are already in the consciousness. Therefore, this way if you look at it, the entire wakeful consciousness is witness only. That witness is discovered by examining the dream. By examining the dream, we don't discuss the dream witness alone. We discuss the waking witness also. Because the witness is same. Therefore, we are examining the dream to understand how I am detached from the waking body and sense organs. See, by examining the dream, examining the dream, you see the dream witness. The witness is right now here. It is not in the past. That dream witness, consciousness is right now here. By watching, by discovering that I am that witness, you are detaching from the body, detaching from the sense organs. That's what he says. You go beyond the mrityo rupani. There tatra mrityo rupanyeva atikramati na mrityum pratyaksham hetat swapne karyakarana vyavrittasyapi modatrasadi darshanam tasmat nunam naivayam mrityum atikramati. Therefore, we are examining all the three states, waking, dream and deep sleep, from the 5th and 15th mantra onward, because though it is true that by seeing the Swayam Prakasha, self-shining in the dream, you are free from the body, but still body doesn't seem to go completely, because it is not sufficiently separated, sufficiently discriminated, distinguished. Therefore, we examine all the three states, how Atma is common in all the three states. So this 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, all the three mantras together we have to see, in fact. But anyway, we will see. Now 15th. Sava yesha etasmin samprasade ratva charitva. In dream he experiences various experiences, he enjoys, goes around, and drishtvacha punyancha papamcha. There he sees punyam papam, means good and bad, pain and pleasure. He sees various objects, various events, various people, so many things he sees. After seeing all, he just falls asleep. Falls asleep means what? Whatever he sees in dream, neither he remains with dream experiences eternally, nor he carries them with him. Him means consciousness. Neither the consciousness is stuck with the dream objects and dream experiences, neither the consciousness is stuck with the dream experiences, nor the dream experiences continuously stick to him, because he drops them in deep sleep. The dream experiences, he drops in deep sleep and again comes back to dream. So if you watch these things, the dream experiences, how they just fall off, I leave them and go to sleep. So you have to see your one consciousness, the same consciousness which has witnessed the dream, it has left out dream objects, dream experiences. There are no objects, there are only experience, thoughts only. The dream thoughts he leaves off and it remains deep sleep only. And from there, swapnayaiva, again he comes back to dream. This shows that dream experiences are dropped and assumed and dropped and assumed. That means they are not me. Assumed and dropped, assumed and dropped. In this 15th mantra, Sushuptam Samprasada Uchate, this technical point we leave them. This is unnecessarily defining the word with the help of grammar and all, we leave them. Etasmin Samprasa Sushuptam Pravivikshuhu Swapnavastha Evaratva. Okay. Drishtvacha, here one more point. In dream he only watches, doesn't undergo experiences. He watches. See, knowing an experience is different from undergoing an experience. This is, see, I always give this example. Waking your past remembered pains and pleasures of earlier days, maybe 1 year ago, or few months ago, or 1 month ago. Why? 1 month ago, 1 year ago, you had pain and pleasure experiences. When you recall them, you have a memories of them. Means you have only thought of the pleasure, thought of a pain, but you have no experience of pain. See the difference. A thought of a pain is different from experience of a pain. Similarly, dream are not experiences, they are only thoughts. Dream, pain and pleasure, good and bad, I am going, you are not going. Going is not an experience, there is a thought of going. There is only a thought of pain, there is no pain. There is only a thought of pleasure, there is no pleasure. So you are not experiencing them, you are only aware of them. There is an awareness of various experiences. So you are not going through experiences, you are not subject to experiences, you are not experiencing them, you are only aware of them. Say drishtvaiva, that one word Shankaracharya explains, drishtvaiva punyancha papancha drishtvaiva cha nakritva, not doing, not going through experiences, only witnessing them. In dream, you only witness them. They all appear as it were. Iva, where is that Iva explanation? I think it will come later. When it comes, I will say, in the next page it will come. When it comes, I won't tell in advance. If I tell, then there will be nothing to say from the Bhashya. Let Shankaracharya himself say. So here, drishtvaiva, punyancha punyaphalam papaphalam nat punyapapayoho sakshat mistake ide, sakshat darshanamasti. There is no sakshat darshanam, one da is missing. There is no direct experience of them. Tasmat swapno bhutva pratyamati kramati. Therefore, in swapna means the dream consciousness, the witness. In the dream consciousness or the dream witness, you are not going through experiences. That means you have transcended the experiences. You have become only aware of them. Not an experiencer of them, but an aware of them. See this subtle difference. Experiencing is identifying with them. Being aware of is being untouched by them like a mirror. A reflection in the mirror appears, doesn't enter the mirror. The reflection, your face in the mirror appears, your face doesn't enter the mirror. If your face enters the mirror, you have to be admitted in the hospital to pull out your face from the mirror. Operation has to be done to take out the face from the mirror. Does your face enter the mirror or only appears there, you remaining here only? Just appears. Similarly, in the dream, only dream experiences you are aware of, not subject to them, not going through them, not identifying with them. This we have to watch it. And once you discover that consciousness, the same is of waking also. The same is of the waking. You are not part of the waking. You have not entered into the waking. Waking experiences appear in you who is a mirror. You are like a mirror. In you they appear. They are aware of. You are aware of. You are not going through them. So, mrityo rupani kevalam. Therefore, you transcend even the mrityu also. Forms of mrityu and the mrityu directly. Form of the death and the death itself directly. Mrityum atikramati na mrityu rupanyeva kevalam. Mrityu rupani means the painful experiences are the painful experiences of limitation, various limited experiences is forms of mrityu, and dropping the whole individuality is mrityu. See different. One is a death and form of death. Death and the form of death. What is death? The whole individuality is death. What is the form of the death? The experiences as an individual. As an individual, karta, bhokta, going through various experiences, all that is forms of death. And the death is the very individuality. So you transcend both the experiences as an individual and also individuality, both death and forms of death. Subtle technical difference. Okay. Since he says, I have to explain that. Otherwise, later you ask, you didn't tell me this, so I have to explain that. So, ato na mrityor atma swabhavatva shanka, therefore, mrityuschet, therefore that mrityu, the sense of limitation, sense of individuality, doesn't belong to Atman. If I were really an individual, I could not get rid of. I am stuck into the dream or the waking. If I am really an individual, I am stuck in the waking, stuck in the dream. I can't leave the waking, leave the dream and go to deep sleep. I can't leave the dream and go to deep sleep. But I am able to go. Go means I am independent of the dream state. I am in deep sleep. I am in sleep shows that I am away from I have left to the dream state. Left means I am already independent of dream state. So, dream is in me, I am an independent. Though it says that you move from the waking to dream, dream to deep sleep, though Atma is moving, it is a way of telling. Atma doesn't move, states come and go, Atma remains stationary. This I have already told. Therefore, if mrityu, if the sense of individuality was my real nature, I would remain in dream alone, I cannot go away from dream. I would remain in waking state alone, I cannot come out of waking state. That's what common man thinks. Common man, when he looks from the waking state to dream, as a waking person alone, he goes to dream and comes back. He doesn't lose his waking individuality. Common man who looks at from the waking individual, as a waking individual, he says, as a waking individual alone is going to dream. As a waking individual alone, going to sleep and coming back. So my individuality, waking individuality, jivatvam remains intact. He doesn't disturb. He doesn't want to disturb his jiva bhava, his jivatvam. But here it says, when you can go to dream, what does it mean? You have broken your individuality, waking individuality. When you go to deep sleep, you have broken your dream individuality. Do you go as a waking individual alone to deep sleep and come back? Or the very individuality goes away, then only you are asleep. You are in deep sleep. Deep sleep is limitless. Individuality is a limited being. You are a limitless being. That means limitation is broken. Limitation is given up. You have transcended the limitation. But he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand that in deep sleep I have transcended my individuality. He thinks that as an individual I went to sleep and came back. This kind of waking standpoint, looking at the dream and deep sleep as a waking person doesn't help. Because it is only continuation of your jiva bhava, continuation of your individuality doesn't help. Because that's already Ajnani's view. There is no new vision, new discovery, new understanding in it with the help of the Upanishad. Vedanta helps you to transcend your waking individuality when you go to dream. Transcend the dream individuality when you go to deep sleep. You give up the very individuality. That means you come to you don't look at the dream and deep sleep as a waker. You come to the deep sleep and look at the waking and dream. You are the sleep. Because sleep means you alone exist. You alone, not as an individual. Transcending individuality and limitless being you are. That limitless being, formless being, limitless being, timeless, spaceless, beyond the world you ever exist. In that ever existing you, a pure existence, a pure consciousness, waking appears, dream appears, goes. So you are no more an individual. That is transcending the mrityu. You have crossed even the death. You have crossed even the death when you look at the sleep as a sleep, not as a waker going to sleep. Not as a waker who is going to sleep. not as a dreamer going to sleep. You look at the sleep as you are in the sleep. Because that's how you are. I give this example. A person comes from outside, from Delhi, North Indian, comes to Bangalore. He says that I am visiting Bangalore. I am coming to Bangalore to see, he says. If you talk, but some other people, another person came to Bangalore from somewhere, Madras. Seeing this person, he thinks that he is a Bangalorean, he is a real original person, native of this place. When he talks to him, he says he is also a foreigner only, he is an outsider only. Outside to Bangalore, he is not a Bangalorean. So, when you come from outside, when you see that Bangalore is an outside place, it is not mine. I stay here for a few days and go away. Another example. After some time, there is some reason that you have to come to Bangalore and settle down here, buy a house and live here. You sell out your house in the Delhi, everything is lost, and you pick up Kannada, learn Kannada and start living. And when somebody else comes, what do you say? Oh, he is an outsider and you are a native of Bangalore, and talk to him as a Bangalorean. See how the thing changes. Now, as that person, once you settle down in Bangalore, you become a Bangalorean, learn Kannada and speak, as I have done. I picked up Kannada and speak, and now I speak like a Kannadiga only. So once in a while I go to Hyderabad, and they think that I have come from Karnataka to Hyderabad. Though I was born there, then that becomes a foreign land, and this becomes my native land. This becomes a native land, and Hyderabad becomes a foreign land. So, because you look from this angle, you identify with this. Similarly, now after living in Bangalore for 10 years, he lived here, 10 or 15 years, once he visits Delhi. Then they ask you, where are you coming from? He says, I am coming from Bangalore. Oh, you are a visitor? Yes, I am a visitor of Delhi. Now he has become a visitor of Delhi. He lived in Delhi only before. Now he become a visitor. That means he looks at Delhi from the Bangalore, because he belongs to Bangalore. Similarly here, if you look at the sleep as a waker, you are still coming as a visitor. You are going as a visitor to deep sleep and coming back. Then you don't understand what is deep sleep. Let's say people say, when some people say your Bangalore is like that, you say, what do you know? You are a visitor coming and staying few days and go away. You stay here, you understand. We are native to Bangalore, we live here and we know what is what. Therefore, what we say is right. You as a visitor, you say one or two things and then start commenting. That's not acceptable. You stay here, you understand what is real Bangalore. They talk like that. Similarly, you stay in your deep sleep, not as a visitor from the waking. Not as a visitor from the waking, because you waking, you drop off. You sell away your waking house. You sell away your waking house, permanently migrate to deep sleep. You are the deep sleep. You sold away your waking body. You sold away your waking individuality. That is called transcending the death. Because you sold away the waking body means waking individuality is gone. Now you are asleep. Sleep is infinite. You are infinite being. You are not a part of a state. You are the basis of the state. You are the truth behind the state. So as the truth, as water, you look at the wave. Earlier as a wave you enter into water. You think that as a wave entered into water, still you are wave only inside the water and came back. Oh, I was wave before and entered water and came back. You don't understand what is water. Because still as a wave you are entering and wave you are coming back. But see as a water, oh, you are infinite water. Then there are so many infinite waves in me. You have transcended wave. Transcending the wave is required, not as a visiting water as a wave. As a wave, you go inside water, you continue to be wave only. But give up your waveness and see that you are the water, infinite water. Then you look at the wave looks superficial, is nothing. Similarly, you go to sleep, not go to sleep, you are the sleep. You have not gone. In fact, you have given up waking individuality, dream individuality, and you are what you are. You are just your natural self. You have not acquired anything, lost anything. You are you. Your natural self. Not anything newly acquired, anything you have dropped off. You have dropped your individuality, which is not yours anyway. Waking individuality was not yours. Dream individuality was not yours. Since it is not yours, you understood it is not mine. I am this deep sleep. So as that, from that you look at the waking. Where is the waking? Waking is yourself alone, because you don't enter waking. Because you are infinite you. Infinite you, infinite wakeful consciousness doesn't enter the waking. Waking itself appears in the wakeful consciousness. Wakeful consciousness is the witnessing consciousness. Witness is not an individual to be able to enter the waking state. Waking witness is not an individual that he can enter. Waking consciousness, how can it enter waking state? To enter, you require a small body and small location. Wakeful consciousness has no location. How does it enter waking state? You watch it. Wakeful consciousness is all pervasive, infinite. Where does it enter? How does it enter? Entry is not possible, because waking world itself is appearing in me. How can I enter? Similarly, you are that. Therefore, you leave the dream and go to deep sleep, and from there you come back to dream. When you come back, it is different. You don't come in fact. Then the dream appears in you, you remaining yourself. You remaining Sakshi. This is one mantra we have stated. I have an appointment. I have to see some doctor. So we will stop here only. Otherwise, we could have done another 10 minutes. But today we will not do. We will complete this tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.